we should know the difference between a snapshot and a photograph. So a snapshot is a, what you say, it's a casual photography. As amateurs know, no, they will be taking photographs. So it's a casual photography taken by an amateur with any handheld camera, where amateurs take the snapshots. And photographs is considered to be a more professional way after learning the skills on with the composition of all the elements and having necessary skills. Taking is called as the photographs. So here you can see two pictures. This is just a snapshot. What we are taking in our mobile phones or even in DSLRs or professional cameras, you decide you're taking snapshots or photographs. We'll see. So this is a snapshot and the right one is the photograph. So how to differentiate these photographs? I don't want to take a snapshot. I want to become a photographer. So what is the basic rule and basic technique that one should learn to become a professional photographer is what they call it as composition. So in the composition here in photography means the act of composing the image in the viewfinder. What you're going to see, as we discussed in the last class, the viewfinder, which will help you to see what is in front of the subject and what you're going to capture as a photograph. The composition is the act of composing the image in the viewfinder, which helps you to process the visual and organizing the elements that are going to place in front of the camera, how it has to be, how the element or object has to be composed in front of the camera has to be balanced, and it has to look pleasant, and the arrangement has to be pleasing. Here in photography, there is no right or wrong composition photography. A composition that conveys a photographer's what do you say, the idea or message, intended meaning in an effective one, which composition will help you, will be the right composition. So there is no any perfect when it rule for especially if you want to tell it general, no, especially in creativity like photography, filming or scripting, no, there are no any in cinematography, no, there is no any rules and this is right and this is wrong. These are all conventions that helps to convey your meaning, intended meaning, or your story or your idea message to the viewers or readers or those who want to receive the message from that particular photograph. So composition in photography is all about arranging the elements in your photos for maximum impact. So it's just arranging the elements for maximum impact. So in that, this rule of third is matters. Especially these rule of thirds are used in a landscape photography. You see, if you take any landscape photos, there are two types of photographs, landscape and portrait. If the rule of thirds will mostly fit to the landscape photograph, it works for this. How you are going to compose. As I said, no, composition is how you are going to organize, arrange the elements in your scene or in your photo. So the rule of thirds simply says that instead of placing the main focus of interest in the center of the frame, which will be a little boring, where you have to keep it in the intersection, like you see, in this, these are the intersection points in the rule of third. For example, in many of the mobile phones, now come with the feature of showing the grids. If you open your mobile phone and if you ask for support for grids, it will show these grid lines. The rule of thirds, you place your subject of interest in any of this intersection point. That makes your, you see, that makes the picture more interesting. See here, the building is placed in the intersection point, and in the right picture, the girl is placed in the intersection point. So this particularly to say, simply to say the main focus of interest in the intersection point instead of the center of the frame. The frame is the window. Yeah, why they name it as frame means the window's frame. What you're going to show how you're going to see the world through this particular window. For example, what your viewer want to see, you are going to decide that window. You are going to decide that window what your viewer want to see. In actual location of the spot, we will be taking the photographs. We know what is there. It will be surrounded by the environment and the ambience with many subjects and elements. But as a photographer, we have to decide what the viewer want to see at that particular moment. For example, they should get, this is the world over there, this is the point over there, this is the interest that is happening there. If this is just hiding other things and your interest putting it in the frame or the window, that a photographer is going to decide the viewpoint, or in other words, they used to say it as a viewpoint, what others you have seen on picture, no, what others has to see in your eyes, that is the framing or your viewpoint. And next, the camera angle. The camera angle is just the first above picture is a high angle. This is the low angle picture. Each and every angle has its own meaning. This high angle give you a feel of what you say, emphasizing the elements. Even if you take an ant in an high angle shot, no, it will give you an emphasis to that particular object or the subject. The low angle gives you some sort of what you say, the inferior feel, which is lower than that. As how in a classroom, the students will be sitting, a person will be standing. Teacher will be in high angle, the student will be in low angle. If you want to emphasize certain things, no, the temple towers or any towers, no, take it in a high angle. So if you want to not to emphasize or suppress, no, take it, go for a low angle. So this is the language of the camera. And in that composition, even the lighting matters. This just backlight, just to highlight from the backside, you see, you can see the hairs glowing, no? Just this is an example for a backlight pictures.